The 3M Aura 9322K Plus respirator. Let's try it on. I've been wearing masks for a few years now, and I'm really excited to share my experiences with this mask by 3M. It's actually not referred to as a mask. They call it a particulate respirator, and they like to brag about the design providing more surface area for air to pass through, making it easier to breathe, along with a high-quality exhaust valve, as you see here. And let me tell you, it works. I do notice a difference in it being easier to breathe through, both in and out. Now, I like to cover these main topics when discussing masks, beginning with cost, fit, smell, durability, filtration rating, ease of breathing, exhaust and condensation, wearability, and attractiveness. And please do note, I do use the full 1 to 5 range, so just because a mask gets, for example, a 3 in a category, doesn't mean it's that bad. First on the list, we have cost and value. At this time, you can buy the 9322K Plus online in a box of 10 for about 23,000 won. You might also like to check out coupang.co.kr. Over 2,300 won per mask is not cheap, but it's really a bargain considering far lesser masks are sold in pharmacies for as much as 3,000 won and up. I also find these respirators will last longer, and we'll get into that more in just a little bit. I also want to mention that you'll see some with a plus at the end and some without. At this time, I'm really not sure if that means anything important or if it's just something for local labeling. Mine is the plus version, and for value, I'm giving this mask a 5 out of 5. Next up is fit. The 9300 series masks have a soft nose pad, which really adds to the comfort and sealability of the respirators. You can see that here. It's really, really comfortable. I'll squeeze a little bit to show you. And it is adjustable. You first get it and it's stretched out like that, and then you bend it to shape to your nose and seal around. It's very, very nice. The mask also pulls open wider for larger faces, but it works for smaller faces too, and you can just kind of pull this down under your chin to make for a little bit of space. It covers very comfortably all around the face, and I've read comments that men with beards like this style of mask better for that. So for fit, I'm giving it a very strong 5 out of 5, one of the best masks out there for fit. In the smell category, the 9322K Plus does very well. When you get the mask, it comes like this. It's in plastic and totally sealed, so you know it's clean, and that's kind of nice to know, right? Very useful to have that. So when it comes, it does have a little bit of a smell to it. Not too much, just a little bit of a smell. Sometimes the masks are chemically treated for germs or something, I'm not really sure. But there's really not a big issue with this mask. It's got a slight smell when you get it, and it goes away within maybe an hour of use. I don't even notice it after that. It's a very small smell, so I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 because it's not absolutely perfect, but it's nothing I would worry about. Now, durability is where I feel this mask does a really good job. There's a popular foreigner website called myhealthbeijing.com, where an expat in China has been talking masks and air quality for a while now. He mentioned that 3M always says masks are for one-time use, but he'll go more than a week or two wearing the 9300 series mask like this. He says he just takes it off when it gets too dirty to become presentable anymore. He's worked with lab equipment and found no serious degradation in filter quality, actually, after 1 week or 2 weeks' time. These 9300 series masks will last, but with one caveat. Back here you can see the straps. The 9322K Plus, like this one, has the blue straps. They staple here on the sides, and well, it works really well. The problem is that if you pull them too tightly when you're putting the mask on, for example, when you're pulling it back, if you have glasses, like I have glasses, and when I first had the mask, the first mask I had, I was pulling it and stretching it out way too much, and after about 3 days, they got a little bit weak, and I snapped one of these. Actually, I did it a couple of times. And what I did was I was able to re-staple it just with a hand stapler. You have to be careful not to stretch these straps too much. These are a lot more comfortable than the cheaper masks like the 9010 that they have. And they really, these are a very, very comfortable elastic type band. I like them very much. If you want to, you can cut these for ears, and people will do that. They'll snip them in the middle and then retie the two sides on each side. But since I have to use a little more caution putting them on, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 stars for durability. But the mask itself is a very, very solid mask. Everything else about this is top notch. Next up is filtration rating. And this is a great mask for that. The 3M company is headquartered in the UK. They use a different rating system on some of their masks and respirators. This is an FFP2 mask. That's the rating that they use. It's roughly equivalent to an N94 or N95 mask. I've seen internet testing that states this mask is actually good for filtering up to 97%, but that's just shy of the FFP3 and N99 ratings, so they can't give it that rating. So they give it the FFP2 rating. But I'd say that's pretty darn good for the cost. So for filtration, I'm going to give this mask, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. I think it's a great value for what it is. You can't beat N95 really for overall usability, great filtration. You can buy, by the way, an FFP3 N99 equivalent of this same mask. They look identical, except they have a red strap on the back. And that is the 9332K. Now this is the 9322K. And the other one is the 9332K. The 32K, the price is almost twice as much, maybe a little more. And it's easy to get them confused. I tend to do that with the 3M masks a lot because they're so similar and the numbering system is very, very close. Just one number difference in that. Now that brings us to ease of use. Ease of breathing through this. It's not as easy as an N80 mask, for example, but it does give you that great protection. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 for ease of breathing. Actually, it's pretty darn good because it is a respirator and it does have more surface area here, here, and here in order to let air through. Next, we're going to talk about exhaust and compensation, and we're going to get into this guy here a little bit. In this category, I'm scoring based on the mask's ability to expel air and also resist water forming inside of the mask. You know, when you wear these things for a while in here, they tend to get a little condensation, a little water inside. And this one's really no different, but it does have this great exhaust valve which expels air and immediately closes and seals tightly when you inhale. It works great, and although you may hear it start to make a slight clicking sound after a few days, it's still working fine. After about an hour yesterday, I wore this out, and the temperature was about, I think, 27 degrees. I went on an hour-long trip to work, and I did have some condensation in there a little bit, some beads of water in there on the yellow part, but it wasn't like dripping wet inside. My face was a little moist. Let's talk about glasses next, because this is part of this category too. If you wear glasses like I do, it can be a problem. These things can fog up your glasses and it's really annoying. This mask is really pretty good at that. A little bit will come out of here sometimes and fog up my glasses, but not so much. Most of it is expelled from here. The only time I really notice it much is if I'm facing into a wind and it's blowing up over into my face. So for this category, exhaust and condensation, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. Now the next category is short and long-term wear, and I love this mask for long-term wear. And let me define that. Long-term wear is when you're taking the mask for like an hour or more, going on the subway, maybe taking a trip somewhere, and you're not taking it off in that time. For long-term wear, this mask is great, especially because it's a design where you are actually hooking it behind the head. That's really comfortable and it doesn't hurt your ears over time as some of the masks do that hook over your ears. It is annoying to put these on if you're just, say, going across the street to get a jar of something from the store, you know, or something short term, or if you're running to a class from your office. It's kind of annoying to take these things on and off if they're these head straps. So great for subway, great for bus rides. Short term, unless you cut the ends and retie it, not so great. So I'm going to give this 3 stars for short-term wear, 5 stars for long-term, and I'm going to average that and give it 4 stars for wear, okay? I'm going to give an average of 4 stars. Now, for the final category in this long-winded review, attractiveness. How does it look? Well, this gets 3 out of 5 stars, and I'm going to say that because it's not a traditional looking mask, and you will get people that look at you. The 9300 series particulate respirators like this do lean more towards an industrial type look. They look smart, but just short of dorky. They aren't bad looking. You will get some looks. Some people will look a little surprised and maybe stare at you a little bit more, but I think people are getting used to seeing masks like this, so it's not such a big deal. You're definitely not going to get laughter like I get with my 3M duck shape mask, which I'm going to review next. So anyway, this is the 3M 9322K Plus particulate respirator. I do highly recommend this mask if you want excellent pm2.5 dust protection and don't mind looking a bit more serious about it in public. It's well worth paying a bit more for. You'll get your value in long-term wear. By the way, if you haven't already, please join us at Clean Air Ideas in Korea Facebook group. Hope to see you there.